The glittering world of fame and fortune may look flawless, but for Selena Gomez, it masked a secret battle, one that tested every ounce of her strength and forced her to confront a truth no amount of talent or success could escape. Behind the lights and applause, her body waged war against itself with a rare autoimmune disease, lupus, that attacked her kidneys, shattered her health, and turned her life upside down. Yet, as her physical strength faded, a new kind of resilience began to grow within her, a journey of survival, sacrifice, and self-acceptance that would inspire millions and reveal a side of Selena no one had ever seen. Selena Gomez had always been a bright star in the spotlight, radiating talent and charm. Growing up under the public gaze, she became a household name, known for her roles in Disney shows, hit singles, and blockbuster movies. Yet, beneath the polished veneer of fame, Selena was quietly waging a battle she never expected. It began as subtle aches, nothing a successful young woman couldn't handle. But the fatigue that followed was bone deep, leaving her drained, no matter how much she rested. There were days she could barely muster the strength to face the camera or meet her fans. It was an exhaustion that went beyond tiredness. It seemed to seep into her very bones, casting a shadow over her once vibrant energy. As weeks turned to months, the symptoms grew worse. Selena found herself in doctors' offices more often than she was on stage or in a studio. The initial tests revealed little, and she was told it might just be stress, something that seemed plausible given the whirlwind of her career. But deep down, she knew it was something more, something that a good night's sleep or a short vacation couldn't fix. Finally, after an endless parade of tests, the diagnosis came: lupus, an autoimmune disease that was still widely misunderstood. For Selena, hearing the word lupus felt like someone had hit pause on her life. She could barely process what it meant or the long-term implications of the disease. Autoimmune. Chronic. Was her own body attacking itself? Lupus was no ordinary challenge. It was a lifelong companion that would alter her reality forever. The questions swirled in her mind. Would she ever feel like herself again? Could she continue her career? Would the world understand what she was going through, or would they see her as broken? And then came the most difficult part, the emotional toll. For someone whose life had been in the public eye since childhood, Selena had grown accustomed to showing the world her best side. Now, faced with a deeply personal battle, she felt exposed and vulnerable. She feared people might not see her the same way or that the industry she loved might abandon her because of her illness. As if grappling with lupus wasn't enough, Selena had to confront the stigma surrounding chronic illness and mental health. She faced doubt she had never known before, wondering if she'd be able to keep up with the intense demands of her career while also taking care of her health. And for the first time, the fiercely independent Selena found herself relying on her loved ones in ways she never imagined. This chapter of her life marked the beginning of a new journey, one where she'd learned to navigate the constant push and pull between her drive to perform and the harsh reality of her condition. Lupus had cast a shadow, but Selena wasn't ready to let it define her. The road ahead was uncertain and full of obstacles, but she was determined to face each day with courage, grace, and resilience. Little did she know, this struggle would unlock a deeper strength within her, one that would go on to inspire millions around the world. The diagnosis had hit hard, but Selena Gomez was determined to fight. She would face lupus head-on, even if it meant sacrificing parts of her life she held so dearly. Yet, nothing could prepare her for the grueling road ahead. As she started treatment, Selena soon discovered that this journey would demand more from her than she had ever imagined. The treatment began with a cocktail of powerful medications designed to suppress her immune system. Each one came with its own list of side effects, from weight gain to mood swings, from physical pain to mental strain. As Selena began taking these drugs, her body rebelled, and what little control she had left felt like it was slipping away. Some days, she hardly recognized herself in the mirror. She tried to keep her spirits up, to smile through it all, but the emotional weight was as heavy as the physical toll. Then, the unthinkable happened. Selena's kidneys began to fail. Lupus had attacked her body in a way that forced her to face an agonizing choice. She could no longer continue her life as she had before. She had to pause everything: her music, her acting, even her presence on social media. It was a heartbreaking decision, a surrender to something she could not control. In a single, painful moment, Selena had to say goodbye to the career she'd spent years building and turn all her energy toward survival. Yet, in the midst of her darkest days, a light appeared in the form of an unexpected hero. Her best friend, Francia Reisa, stepped forward with an offer Selena would never have dared to ask. She would donate one of her kidneys. The offer was both a miracle and a humbling reminder of how loved she was. Francia's selflessness brought Selena to tears, and it rekindled a hope she hadn't felt in months. The transplant became more than a medical procedure. It was a testament to friendship, loyalty, and love that went deeper than words could ever express. The surgery itself was successful, but recovery proved to be its own kind of battle. Selena was grateful for the second chance, yet healing wasn't just physical, it was also mental. The months following the transplant were filled with moments of gratitude but also waves of exhaustion and fear. She often found herself overwhelmed by questions that wouldn't go away. What would her life look like now? Could she still do what she loved? And perhaps the hardest question of all, how would she handle the emotional scars lupus had left on her heart and mind? As her body slowly healed, Selena began to realize that lupus hadn't just impacted her physical health, it had profoundly affected her mental well-being. Depression and anxiety had become regular shadows in her life, looming larger than ever as she grappled with a future that felt uncertain and fragile. The weight of this invisible battle was sometimes more than she could bear, and she wrestled with feelings of isolation, wondering if anyone truly understood what she was going through. For the first time, Selena allowed herself to be vulnerable with the world. She shared her story, opening up about not only the physical challenges of lupus but also the mental strain that came with it. By speaking out, she shed light on the hidden side of chronic illness, breaking down walls of stigma and connecting with countless fans who had felt alone in their own struggles. The response was overwhelming. Messages of support flooded in from people who had faced similar hardships and found hope in her courage. Selena's journey had become something greater than herself. It was now a story of survival, of resilience, of friendship, and, above all, of acceptance. Her temporary goodbye to the limelight had transformed into a powerful reminder that health, both mental and physical, could never be taken for granted. And though the road had been painfully long, Selena's struggle had taught her an invaluable truth. Sometimes, the hardest battles yield the most profound insights. As she prepared to step back into her world of music and acting, Selena knew she would never be the same. She had faced down one of life's fiercest storms, and through it all, she had found strength she didn't know she had. Selena Gomez's journey with lupus had changed her in ways she could never have imagined. After years of struggling with an invisible enemy, enduring relentless treatments, and even undergoing a life-altering kidney transplant, she was finally stepping back into the world she had momentarily left behind. But she wasn't returning as the same person. She was returning stronger, wiser, and with a mission that now went beyond music or film. Selena knew that she had a choice. She could hide her struggles, pretending everything was fine, or she could embrace her scars and share the truth. She chose the latter, recognizing that her story could become a beacon of hope for others. Her first public appearance after the transplant was met with a mixture of anticipation and anxiety, but the overwhelming support she received from fans, friends, and even strangers touched her heart deeply. It reminded her that she was not alone and, in turn, that she had a responsibility to give back to those who faced similar battles. This newfound purpose led Selena to advocate passionately for health awareness, not just for lupus but also for mental health, a cause that had become as personal as her physical struggles. She took to the stage and the screen, not only to perform but to speak openly about her battles with anxiety and depression. She shared the pain and courage of her journey, her struggles with body image after surgery, and her discovery that mental health was just as critical as physical healing. Through her vulnerability, she was breaking barriers, giving her fans permission to be open about their own mental health. She poured herself into advocacy, supporting organizations for lupus research and dedicating her time to mental health causes. She began collaborations with mental health initiatives, funding resources for people who, like her, had felt isolated by their conditions. Selena's voice was no longer just about entertainment, it had become a platform of compassion and hope. In her music, too, Selena found a renewed sense of purpose. Her lyrics grew deeper, capturing the intensity of her emotions, her scars, her doubts, and her rebirth. Each song became a testament to her resilience, a story of survival that resonated with millions who felt they, too, had walked through fire. Her vulnerability made her music raw and real, and her fans embraced it with open arms. Every performance became a celebration of life and healing, a reminder of how far she had come. Selena's journey was not without continued challenges. She still faced flare-ups and tough days, reminders that lupus would be with her for life. But now, instead of fighting the disease alone, she had a community beside her, fans who had transformed into supporters and a family of friends who had become her rock. Her friend Francia remained a steadfast presence, a constant reminder of the love and sacrifice that had helped her survive. As Selena looked back on her journey, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. The battles she had faced had changed her, but they had also revealed a resilience she hadn't known she possessed. She understood now that life's hardest trials often become the foundation of our strength. Selena had found a new beginning, one defined not by fame or success, but by the impact she could make through her story. Her resilience was a message that healing is possible, that vulnerability is strength, and that true beauty lies not in perfection but in embracing every scar as part of the journey. With every step forward, Selena carried with her the lessons she had learned, determined to live a life not only of purpose but also of deep, enduring hope.